side of the map, we are going to have ourselves the red Terran player, Team Liquid's Clem. He's been winning everything lately. Will that get stopped today? It's been a little while since we've casted Clem not winning, to be honest, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes down. As we have him in the bottom left, and in the top right, it's going to be Classic, our blue Protoss player. Probe chrono boosting, getting a simulator coming through, a couple of refineries on the way as we get settled. A probe already coming across the map here initially from Classic as he begins his scouting. We do start this off on Crimson Court, so that's going to be our starting point for this one. As we get this up, we're ready to roll. And we look to see what's going to happen. So probe scouts into the main again, look to see a little bit of what's going on here. SCV chases, probe is going to get hunted. Reaper in the orbital coming through, Cybercore in the Nexus building. It's going to be seen our Nexus coming down the natural, as again the factory, orbital, Reaper continue to build as well. There's a couple of SCVs going after the probe as well. Fuel drops down onto that mineral line as well, just going to get that on the go immediately. And just having ourselves the Reaper going after the probe here. So probe going to get chased and going to get taken down. The reactor still coming up on the barracks. So again, we continue to pull that through. Let's just have the Reaper continuing out across the map. So away it goes on a little bit of a runaway. See you later, Reaper Gator. Reaper wants to hop up into the main base. Stalker patrolling back and forth, just going to be seeing Reaper getting into the main. Probe's already taking some damage. Robot facility coming up from Classic as well. And there's going to be Stalker and the Warp Gate coming through right now, so we get that all is settled. The Reaper continue to move about. Coming back over, just going to be seeing the Medivac on the way up, couple Marines coming through. Obviously Clem getting ready for his first little bit of pressure on the map. It's a Widow Mine, not a Cyclone, so not going to see a Cyclone Marine push, which is something we see a lot of the time, to be honest. Factory finishes, Tech Lab will be starting there, Siege Tank will get going as well, just going to bring that up immediately, so getting that on the way. And just have our Twilight Council building through. There's the Medivac. So Widow Mine and Marines, just the one mine, mostly Marines after. It's going to be seeing the push straight in here, dropping off. Widow Mine will be able to burrow, the Marines pushing back a little bit. Widow Mine shot does go off. The Stalkers trying to play chase down. Honestly, a pretty good defense for Classic. 2 probes lost. Going to lose a third at the very end here. And pull that one away. Clem tries to go for a little bit extra. And charge on the way, Observer coming up. Prism coming through is going to get a couple lifts off and start going across the map. Just building. Again, Nexus, a couple more gates, 2 probes on the way out as well. Reaper's going to be firing at the Nexus. So units across the map going to put some work in. Clem's pushing as well, so it's a great time to get out to this other side and put some work on. Oh, a nice Liberator, though. Going to get a few probes, especially as he's just taking position on the natural. So, you know what? That's actually great. Look at all the units running over here. We lose the Stalker as well. We already lost some probes. First tank gets siege. First battery's going to get knocked down. Super battery pops on the back battery. And if the siege tank's firing, though, they will be able to put in some serious work. The Immortal, however, putting some serious work in as well. 2 tanks remain here. The Marine count is going down. There's not many Marines left. Clem's not reinforcing because he's been having to deal with this Warp Prism on the other side. So having to handle that at the same time is genuinely becoming an issue. This battery goes down now, but the Zealots warping in, and they've got charge. This army is not going to stick around on this side of the map, and I think Classic is when we're running into a big advantage here now, as he's going to take those tanks down. Clem is going to find maybe one more probe with the Reaper. Going to be a tank going down here as well, man. That Prism is putting some serious work. It's the move that's probably won Classic this game, because it definitely dismantled a lot of Clem's initial push, just because of, you know, reinforcements not coming over and being busy dealing with it, and also just dealt some damage too. I think that's absolutely been critical to the victory of Classic in this game 1, and I think we are heading towards a Classic victory at the moment, unless things turn around at some point. As it gets to the other side, and Clem has no time at all to just say GG, as Classic takes game 1 of this best of 3 tournaments. We have in the top left-hand side the Red Terran we're talking so much about at the moment. The world champion of StarCraft 2 is going to be Team Liquid's Clem. He battles against the blue Protoss in the bottom right side of the map. It is Classic. Away we go. SCV gonna chase the probe around a little bit. Gateway assimilator coming through. Rax and the gas coming in on the side of Clem as well. Get that up and running. Get this on the way. TV's nibbling, probe taking some damage. Paper is about to finish in just a couple moments. Adept, warp gate, continue to come by. Gonna be seeing that Nexus about halfway done here on the side of Classic. Clem is gonna be having his command center nibble dap. We'll start a bunker's gonna play a little bit safely here. Gonna be able to get rid of that probe without having to pull the SCV away, so that's a nice little bonus as well. Nice little win on that one. CC coming up, factory coming through. SCV is finishing up. That bunker gets completed. Command center's coming online. The Adept gonna get through there. Picks off the SCV. So hey, that damage we dealt earlier with the probe actually does have an effect. The Adept can just come in and one-tap it down. Second SCV just gets picked off. Third SCV gets picked off. Adept continues to go to town. As, yeah, there's Adept being quite the nuisance. And able to deliver some shots here early. Marines and a Hellion will try and fight it off. Should be able to get the kill on this. The Hellion absolutely will guarantee it. But yeah, a little bit of disruption from Classic early on as he's up a game in this series. And Clem, obviously not taking substantial damage or anything, but falling into some issues. Classic definitely, like I say, just taking the edge early. There's actually an 8-worker lead. An 8-worker lead, so that's pretty decent as well, to be fair. Is just have our robotics facility continue to come up. Hits coming by, Blink coming through. A couple more probes in production as well. So now our Adept gonna hit. We've been taking some shots. Hellion pulling back. It's gonna be seeing our Blink coming through. The Nexus will start up as well. Mine's gonna get grab that. It's gonna go down immediately. Now the medevac loops back around into the main base. And we're dropping this down in a couple of moments, so gonna get some more damage. But yeah, the Stalkers are all over this, so the defense is very good so far. Max lifts off, pulls over to the tech lab. Starport gonna be able to lift, and that's obviously gonna free up the tech lab for the stim pack. As we do have the engineering bay barracks continuing through from Clem. The forge on the way as well. Continue bring that forge up. Nexus coming through, the couple of probes and the charge building as well currently. Barracks flying around. We do see a Marauder starting up. Stim pack very much so still on the way. It's going to be seeing the Hellion able to grab the probe, and the units there going to get some grabs as well. Still got our Marines continuing up. Stimpack, Combat Shield, +1 attack. All of that goodness coming through as well. The Marine Marauder still coming in. The Gates +1 in charge. Building as well on the side of Classic. Medevac still chilling in that bottom corner. Again, +1 charge coming through on the side of Classic. The Robo Bay coming online. 2 more gateways coming up. And I've got the command center from Clem on the way in. So again, ready for a third CC. And obviously, Clem has the bioarming that kind of looks like it wants to get going. Stim, Combat +1, all finishing soon. Medevac's on the way. When these pop, I definitely think Clem wants to be on the map and trying to take advantage of all his bio upgrades being done. So I can only imagine that he's going to try and get into that very soon. Again, just having the +1 stim in combat still being brought up. The bio going to be there. We'll begin to move forward. Few Marines going down. Good micro on the Stalkers. Good target firing. Just getting one after another. So far, so good at getting damage done. Now that Raven comes around the back, going to drop the auto turret down. I'm going to go for some more damage as well. Probes killed, as we do see Clem around the right side. Would love to do something extra here. Going to try and drop the tanks in a very annoying position. That's going to minimize what the charge can do. Oh, actually very interesting, because now the charge lots are going to be very minimal effect here. Makes this a pretty darn good fight for Clem. He's got a lot of bio left. The tank, well, one of them's still alive. See that Colossus and the last few units, I mean, they're just not going to be able to engage in after that, so that one just seemed to be at a little bit of a stop. Check will go down. Raven keeps coming back in. He's getting a lot of kills. That Raven is extremely effective so far. It's been really, really good. Colossus continuing to get going. Just going to be seeing a Bioforce continue to come about. You know what? I really felt like Clem was going to get into an even better position following some of this. Just has not happened. So how's that Raven? How many kills is the Raven on? Going back in for another auditor there. Don't tell me he just died. Oh, there it is. I just couldn't see it. Raven has 8 kills. I actually thought that Raven would have a few more kills than that as the medevac's coming in here, but we lose one full of Marine still. One Widowmine gets burrowed, the Zealot will go down. Well, I guess we're just going to target after some of these probes, but... I mean, honestly, not a bad defense from Classic. Yes, he's going to lose some workers, but he gets the complete cleanup. So it's one less thing that he has to then go and deal with. Let's do attack. The extra Zealots all on the way. A couple of Widowmines going to get burrowed in front of the third base as well. Just having now a couple of Vikings, Ghosts, Marines continue to come through. +1 armor coming up from Clem. War probes down as our Marine continues to move back across. 7 additional Zealots. Classic says he wants to fight. Does Clem have an answer to the Colossus? Because those 2 Colossus could be an issue. He's got a ton of Widow Mines, and they're going to be able to do a lot as we run on in. So many Zealots are going to get softened up, and that's going to really reduce the frontline power. We blink to try and go after Vikings, but the Colossus hitting the command center. That's not working through the Bio Army. So far in this fight, Classic basically donated his Zealots and hit a command center a little bit. Finally, now he turns onto the Bioforce. I'm just afraid that by the time he's actually fighting this Bioforce, he's already lost too much, but he is going to keep on going right now. A couple of Widowmines starting to recharge. 4th phase cancelled. At least that damage on the CC was not all for nothing. And turn around again. Still got those Colossus. Man, they are lasering. There's nothing to stop him right now. Only 1 Viking popping out. It's not exactly a Stalker kind of protect the Colossus, but we warp in a few more now. However, that does mean we're missing the Zealot warp in to try and protect this. We should really save that Colossus, but the Prism goes down as well. I mean, Clem has lost a lot, but he's going to end up with a full cleanup, I believe. The couple of Vikings landing the Stalker should be able to get away. Slinking out down the bottom with the blink away too. Man, this was so good for Classic. I think he was a little bit of micro away from just closing this out. I still think if he didn't hit that CC so much originally, he would have just straight up won this. Because it was such an early part of the fight where he was hitting that CC for such a long time. If that damage never goes there and instead it goes on the army, I don't think Clem ever has a chance of clearing this up. Well, after that attack, this game is all to play for. 55 to 66 workers favoring Classic, so Clem with the mules should mean that this is a fairly even economy. Obviously the +2/+2 on the way from Clem, the +1 ship weapons coming up from him. His upgrades continuing in a good way. We actually already have +2 attack though from Classic, so he already has good upgrades as well. +3 attack coming in. And Colossus and extra Zealots all being brought up as well right now. You see our Stalkers, Zealots continue to come around. Don't mind firing up. Zala's going to be running past that. Wouldn't mind launch fire just yet. Man, there's Widowmines everywhere. Classic actually has to be pretty careful walking around this map at the moment. Doesn't want to go losing too many units freely just to random Widowmines. It's one of those things that can become quite disastrous rather quickly if you're not careful. So definitely something to watch out for. And we've seen our army still moving around. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus moving about as well. Prism coming up. And be seeing our units still moving around also here for now. Prism coming across. Just going to be seeing our +3 attack, our Warp Prism speed coming up as well. A couple disruptors, Nexus, and the gateways all continuing about here currently. As you do see a little EMP going down. But that's an attempted defense in this main. Not sure how far that will go. Just going to jump onto some more of these Zealots. 14 SCVs going down so far. And now Classic going to move into position on the left-hand side. Clem's out of position to deal with this, so Classic will take the initial position on it, but I don't think he has the power to really fight through the fact that that's a planetary fortress there as well, so I don't think there's too much else we can do in that location. Three. Now starting from Clem. Definitely going to be behind on upgrades, but he gets down here, cancel immediately from Classic. He's realizing that that wasn't obviously going to go anywhere at all. Still Colossus Disruptor moving up. Our army has to turn back around. We're just going to go work our way onto a set of rocks there as well. Just going to open that up on the left-hand side as well. Just going to open that area. Disruptor shot going through, keeping this army at bay at the moment. Just going to be having ourselves the Protoss force coming down this ramp. Disruptor shot missing the ghost, getting just a single marine. This Disruptor shot going to get multiple ghosts. No lift off from Clem. Well, that might be the way he tries to approach the defense on that. The Colossus, though, going down. We're only going to have Stalkers left, so Classic's army is just not going to be good enough. Well, that's going to be how that basically gets resolved, as that's going to be way too much from Clem, and he is going to win this game number 2. Hey, this was not easy, though. This absolutely felt as though Classic was... I actually thought Classic was in a great position at a lot of points of this. But yeah, unable to take the fights towards the end, maybe. In the end, his army was just never quite good enough for what it needed to be. On the top right, our Red Terran from Team Liquid, tying this series up, bringing us to this third game. This is Team Liquid's Clem. In the bottom left, our blue Protoss is Classic. Getting through this series, I get going all signy. That's funny. Probe actually walking up that top left-hand side. Did we not see the SCV? It must not have done, but they actually kind of walked past in a similar direction, so a little awkward right there. Just settle down early and just going to be having now this probe of Classic coming across the map. We'll see there's no barracks at home, but now you've got to figure out where it actually is, because yeah, SCV never went back and got checked on. Is the probe going to come across and just check the corner of the base as well? But yeah, he definitely never saw that SCV, huh? It's wild. Yo, thank you so much, Acid. Thank you so much. Keep on keeping on with the £8 donation. Thank you so much for the generosity made. Thank you for donating to the stream today and supporting. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Probe and the SCV coming about then as the probe continues to move up. And probe comes up, nibbling that SCV, pushing that around. We do have ourselves the Cybernetics core coming in. Next is still building. The Reaper and the factory continue through as well. Reaper is obviously going to pop out this rack, so I'm going to start sending that forwards. Let's see if this proxy can net itself any favors. Let's see if it can get through and make something happen as we head straight on down to the bottom left. In the fight, we're going to fire up some shots, so some damage being done. Going to be seeing that probe still nibbling up at the SCV, so a little bit more damage being done on that one. Just going to be seeing the SCV taking quite a few hits. The Reaper's coming across. Going to be able to get rid of that probe there and just going to knock that down. So just going to get rid of that for the moment. Knock it away. Warriors continue to fight. Stalker's still taking some damage. Let's just have ourselves a little bit of motion continuing around as well. It's just going to be seeing a couple Stalkers coming back the other direction. We continue to move through with this here currently. Bringing that in, getting that going for the moment. Let's see our few Stalks coming back over. Cinder coming around. Seeing the Cyclone is actually going to get a lock on. Clem is so good at this, using the Cyclone and the Reaper to try and capitalize on gains. Obviously, has to be very careful with the liftoffs here. Going to try and micro this Cyclone. Medivac starts to take shots. Cyclone has to lift up every time because you just cannot risk taking a single hit with it. Otherwise, you're likely going to lose it. There's a couple of Widow Mines set up as well. Just going to get that ready to go. Medivac. The Cyclone pull back together. A couple of SCVs are going to get over there as well. A couple of Widow Mines still coming out. Medivac building, all on the way. Yeah, Team Medivac's joining up overhead right now. Continue to move around currently. Yo, Siru, thank you so much for the 25-month resub. September is dead. Long live Subtober. Hell yeah. Alright, Subtober, guys. There's no deals. It's literally just you guys want to support more StarCraft. StarCraft Subtober is now. Me? Yeah, love it. Thanks so much for the resub, mate. 25 months, hell yeah. Medivac is coming over. Classic, can we deal with this? Warpin's coming through. We actually scan to get rid of the Obs as Classic sets up a few Stalkers over there as well. Stalker's just going to hold back and now going to commit, but actually didn't commit soon enough. They don't have Blink on those Stalkers, so they just reposition badly, and now all of these Widow Mines are going to get to burrow. That's going to deny a lot of mining time. As we are going to see an unburrow, reburrow here. Was that a mistake? Well, there's an observer here, so hopefully we just let this one go off now. It will go for just one more probe. There will be a Widow Mine in the natural as well. At the same time, the Stalkers in the main base are going to see the Banshee moving out, so we now know that there's Banshees on the map, so we've got to deal with that as well. Good defense from Classic, all things considered. I mean, the Medivac's going to get out alive, but he also put some damage in himself. The Medivac was maybe not going to get out alive. Actually gets caught there by Stalkers on two sides. This last Widow Mine goes down, so he actually cleans up. Not even a probe per Widow Mine out of Clem. I think Classic's going to be pretty happy with that, considering this was a no-blink defense as well, and he was able to do damage at the same time on the other side of the map. That feels amazing. Classic with a great defense there. What a great setup. Fantastic job done as our Cyclone comes through, and a couple of probes are going to get jumped on. Two of those going down already. 3 workers continue to be grabbed as well. Now, Siege Tank fires. Stalkers taking hits. SCV's now going down as we have the Stalkers in the back of the main base going through. It's going to be seeing Stalkers continue to fight. A couple of SCVs continue to go down. Both players are taking damage. The Banshee's showing up. It's getting a few probes. The Cyclone's trying to do more. The Stalkers are still doing damage with this Warp Prism as well. Banshee's going to fire. A few probes going down immediately. 8 workers, 9 workers, 10 workers. Okay, Clem is going to come out better off in terms of workers killed throughout all of this. We're seeing the tanks a little bit stuck here on this defense. Seven SCVs going down. A couple of tanks finally got siege, but I mean, Classic was given a long time to kind of make something work there. Still got Banshees kind of poking around on the other side of the map. Barracks going to drop down. Tech Lab going in. The reactor coming up. Going to come across. We're going to see a couple of workers already being killed, so damage being done. A couple of Stalkers continue across as well. Again, Ops coming up. Blink continuing through. The Banshee is just going to get cleared out. Obviously, it is cloaked, so it will escape for the moment. Probably just go home, get repaired, and at least come back healthy will give you more of a chance of getting something done again. So it's probably the best approach to this right now. As the probes continue to bow, a couple of warp gates continuing through, Blink coming up, and probes and gateways coming about as well. Still got ourselves stim back, combat shield, and +1 attack continuing to produce. Do observers take supply? Yes, they do. It's just Zerg that's OP. Their detectors give supply. Unbelievable. Seco, thank you so much for the 31-month resub. Welcome back, mate. Always good to see you on the resub. Thank you so much for supporting. The Lazy Bee, thank you so much. Gifting a sub out to Sir Borbarad. Thank you so much for the generosity of gifting out a sub. Super appreciated. Thank you so much. As our Bioforce of Clem is moving across the map here. His 5th series of the day, going to a game 3, and Clem starting to get a bit of a push going. Like I say, down to that bottom left-hand side. We get +1 and Blink on the way up on the side of Classic. The Robot Base still coming through. Nexus still producing with the, like I say, the tech coming online. So again, that 4th base up. Clem just about getting his 3rd base fully stabilized as well. +1 and Blink continuing up. Stalkers are going to be there. Observer going to provide the chance to turn that away immediately. So we're seeing that single Marine fighting against that Zealot. Zealot taking some damage. So some shots coming through. We are going to see the Bio now going to jump onto this set of rocks and just open that up, clear that out, open up a little bit of space there. Bottom side of the map is our Bio going to start coming through here. +1 attack and extended thermal lance continues to come through. This push coming forwards, we are going to have ourselves jump onto this Nexus. And that is going to be the cancelled 4th base. So Clem will not let the 4th base come up easily. There's a lot of Zealots I feel like he may struggle to fight, but I guess the +1 advantage is big, and the tank getting rid of some of the shields is definitely going to help out as well in the grand scheme of things. So that's also going to help in a big way. Firefighting, a few of these Zealots continue to drop. Extra Zealots continue to charge forward. One tank in the front goes down already. Double Guardian Shield popped up. The Immortals are firing through. I love the hallucinations. Going to eat the Widowmine shots. Oh my goodness. They ate multiple Widowmine shots. Classic might still be dead, but that was actually a cool move. Those hallucinations absolutely paid for themselves. What a great play. That's fantastic. Well, Classic still, like I say, maybe not in a hot position afterwards, but at least part of it was cool. At least he, at least he looked cool while dying, right, guys? Well, it's going to be seeing the rest of our Bio continues across this army of Clem on a push to the left-hand side. Widowmine's going to take a step backward here. The Colossus, the Stalkers, the Immortals trying to come through as well. We do take a dive. We do get rid of the Colossus. The rest of the units still continuing to come through. A couple Widowmines getting knocked down. Widowmine there goes into the army as well. We have 3 Ghosts, Marines, and Vikings all producing from Clem as well. And this Observer on the bottom side is going to move across. Bio going to scan the center, get rid of the Observer. Classic supply still competitive. 4th base coming back online, something you definitely love to protect this time around. Trying to keep that alive would make a big difference. Yeah, Classic did just snipe his own ops, guys. A great move, you know. He heard they cost supply. Who needs observers if they cost supply? We just heard in the chat. He heard it too. He's like, no, I'm out of here. I'm not having observers cost me supply. Absolutely not. Alright, well, army continuing down the bottom. Clem coming around, just going to be seeing the 1-1 still coming up. +1 attack coming through from Classic as well. Just this army moving forward, so it's going to be a battery going down immediately. Clem jumping on this. First Colossus takes hits. Viking should get rid of it. No battery in sight, right? So that's not going to go well for Classic, but the Zealot flank might, forcing Clem in a big liftoff. Now the Vikings are going to get chased, and Vikings needed because there's still a Colossus up in the sky, so getting rid of those is huge. The Zealots chasing. We stopped chasing with the Stalkers. I don't get it. Why you'd let 2 Vikings live on low HP when you could have just blinked forward? I'm not sure. Maybe he wanted to pull back for this Banshee, and he just didn't really kind of control the army correctly. He was so close to killing both those Vikings. That was definitely a little bit silly, because obviously a Terran getting home with low HP units can just repair them back up, and then that's super efficient. The Zealots obviously coming in on the flank was nice, as we do now have the Zealot Stalker coming across. And Classic is going to take this across the map and look to fight here. Army supplies even at the moment, as we are going to knock our way through a set of rocks as well, open up this position. Zealot Stalker still warping in, the Disruptor still coming about. gonna dive forward. Bio getting jumped on. Medevac's getting jumped on as well. Stalkers trying to chase down the Vikings. That's gonna get turned back around. Just gonna be seeing our Vikings continue to come through as well. 4 SCVs have gone down this far. And 2-2 upgrades coming up, +1 ship weapons coming in as well. That disruptor shot gonna go forwards and land onto some of the Marine and Marauder already. Now Marines coming through is gonna be seeing this Observe again picked up. The disruptor still being chased away. Stalkers are continuing to come around here. As you have Prism loading up and moving back away the other direction. So yeah, 2-2 upgrades as well as 2-2. We're gonna see ourselves the ship weapons coming through as well. Some more Marauders coming in, a few Marines coming online. Stalker's just gonna get a little blink forward, Marauder and a Ghost. Well, the Ghost doesn't die, but the Marauder does. Clem is max, Classic not quite there yet. I'm a little worried, obviously, for Classic Stormy that if it is very Zealot Stalker heavy, it does just get outclassed here, but obviously the hope is that that doesn't happen as the Zealots continue to go after the SCVs. Prism shut down in the main base, nice defense from Clem. And it's immediately very easy way to just make sure you don't have to worry about things. Now Classic has to rebuild a Prism before you can even retake map control there, so that's actually a pretty huge deal. Fire Ghost comes forward, a couple of Zealots there, while that Zealot already taking damage, taking some hits. Again, 2-2, finishing up in a few moments here as well from Clem. The +1 ship weapons coming about, +3 attack coming online as well. That's this army from Clem coming out down the bottom side. Bio getting there, pushing a couple of Zealots away. Now just going to be seeing the Colossus pulling back, disruptor shot coming through, going to land for some of the Bio and the Ghost. Going to come forward again here as we do see one Colossus down. The other Colossus will fall. Now the Vikings have done their job. We do have EMPs available still. There they are, carpeting across the Stalker Zealot force. A couple of Mortals taking those shots as well. Disruptor doesn't even fire. The Zealots melting as they run into this. I mean, only +1 armor means that they are going to take a lot of damage to the +2 bio, and Clem is going to monster his way through, and he is going to manage to find himself a victory here in this series. He will move on to the quarterfinals in the upper bracket. Classic will be facing elimination in the lower bracket when we next see him tomorrow. As Clem. Yeah, good. It's solid games. I mean, obviously did not have easy games here. Classic made him work for it, but Clem was better in the bigger fights, is what it came down to. In a lot of the bigger fights and army compositions, Clem was just way more efficient.